that can give President Tinubu some push in this election is Obi. The first strategy is to ensure Obi doesn't get on the ballot. The crisis in the ADAC was just because of that. The Atiku camp had already hijacked most of the structure in the ADC. The state chairman we're talking about were already hijacked by the Atiku camp.
Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In today's video, this is a very shocking revelation. What Rufai Oseni said, and also one of APC chieftains, what he said about the problem or allegedly the misunderstanding that is happening in ADC right now that made Peter Obi to leave for NDC. Don't be in a hurry. You know I will do it on this channel. I will also give you some clips for you to see as well. So according to Rufai Oseni, he said that the only person that can shake Tinubu, as in the only person that can contest presently with Tinubu and Tinubu will shake, is Peter Obi. According to him, he said Peter Obi has got a very good structure that if implemented very well, that Peter Obi is going to take over Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election. And then the other video that I want you guys to see about this APC chieftains, where he was saying that the little misunderstanding that is happening in ADC right now, that made Peter Obi to leave for NDC, and why they are dragging Peter Obi left, right, center, that why did he leave ADC? He doesn't have structure, he doesn't do this, he cannot lead Nigeria, he cannot do this and that. He said allegedly they are part of the small wahala that is happening there. According to him, allegedly, they want Nigeria to be a one-party country. You guys can see already, almost all the governors, they have drifted like the ones in PDP, the ones in other party, all of them don't sweep, enter APC. And according to him again, he said that ADC, Labour Party, which is the party that Peter Obi belonged before now, before he moved to ADC, that when Peter Obi was in Labour Party, they collected Rufai, they collected Malami, they collected other political cabal, you guys know. And that is the reason they scatter Labour. That is the reason they are putting katakata in Labour Party, ADC, NDC, ODC, and all of them. Anyways, I will let you guys see the video one after the other, and then I will be back with the rest of my thoughts, what I think in this very video. Let's see the videos together. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will be back.
The only person that can give President Tinubu some push in this election is Obi. The first strategy is to ensure Obi doesn't get on the ballot. The crisis in the ADAC was just because of that. Secondly, the point of Obi is always pivoting to other political parties. Let us go back to what history says. Exactly what happened in PDP, why Obi pivoted, that's what exactly happened in the ADC. Atiku was not willing to ensure that the rotation convention comes to pass. Atiku was not supposed to run in the 2020 election after he had run in the last term of the northern part election in 2019. And that was why the likes of Wiki went up in arms. And that's why sometimes, even if I blame Wiki for not being a party man, he had some justifications in his actions. And that was why Obi left. Obi kept on saying that if you zone it to the south, I'll fight for it. So it's not that he doesn't like to fight. In the case of the ADC, the Atiku camp had already hijacked most of the structure in the ADC. The state chairman we're talking about were already hijacked by the Atiku camp. Over the weekend, I walked the phone lines from my sources. I mean, we're political journalists. We walk our sources phone line. Most of it was already a fait accompli. So there was no way Obi was going to be able to thrive or get a fair situation in this election process. That's why he left. Yes, I know he tried to be cute about it by saying my elder brother Atiku is because of the court case. Peter Gregory Obi You and I know that it is not because of the court case that you left. It is because you were already boxed into a corner. You can write a statement to deny what I said. It's your prerogative. And you know you were already boxed into a corner. And because agreements were not listened to. Part of what I heard was discussed in the Ibadan consensus by one of my sources, I might be wrong, was that there was a conversation about the ADC candidate coming from the south, but people reneged against it. The Atiku team reneged against it. These are the things I'm walking the phone lines and my sources are saying. So I know the Atiku camp will come out and debunk all the things I've said. It's for you to deny. It's for you to debunk. I mean, mine is for me to speak my truths and you to rebut. So once that did not fall through and the consolidation had started, Obi had to leave because Obi wanted to be on the ballot. Yes, you might make an argument and say, why is he moving all around and everything? Himaz has an ambition. For those that argue, why is Obi moving around? Why is Atiku still running as at 20 from 1993 up till now? And some people are saying, Atiku, this might be his last lap. This is not going to be his last lap. If Atiku is in good health, he will run in 2031. Mark that down. He has his ambition. Yes. You know, former Liverpool coach Bill Shankly famously said, people think football is about life and death, but they are wrong, it's more than life and death. For politicians, politics is more than life and death. Atiku Abubaka's ambition is to become the president of Nigeria. As long as it's in good health, he will keep running until he gets the ambition, the aspiration, and it's his goal. Secondly, what will this do? The first winner will be President Tinubu. But anyway, I had always known that they were going to disintegrate because there was no way they were going to agree in the first place. Because the ambition of Atiku Abubakar was more palpable than stepping down. And when people kept on saying the other statesman, President Tinubu will make a lot of inroads, yes. Also because he's also running with state might at this point in time, the power of incumbency. So it's not going to be as easy. And this is not a Buhari that allows things run. So the votes Obi said he got, the votes Obi got in the last election, he might not get as much because there will be many factors. The other argument I would like to make in the Southeast, you see, President Tinubu, they can tell you that they will give you votes in the Southeast. I'm not sure Nigerians' politics is so mature to the level that people in the Southeast will see Obi on the ticket and see you on the ticket and decide to vote you over Obi. It will be a miracle if Nigerian politics has gotten to that level. So, as regards the South, I see seen a lot of inroads. The South-South is quite split and all of that. But I think what will herald these elections even more that we should be careful about are the things about the electoral laws that have made it pretty much to rig. So it's going to be an election that, correct me if I'm wrong, and I pray I'm wrong on this, there might be a lot of rigging across board. President Tinubu will retain most of his southwestern states and it will be even split. But with this that they've been able to do, I think they just opened the door for a President Tinubu second term, easier than ever, which is a sad reality of things as we speak today because they can't come together. The Atiku camp had already hijacked most of the structure in the ADC. The state chairman we're talking about were already hijacked by the Atiku camp. Over the weekend, I walked the phone lines for my sources. I mean, we're political journalists. We walk our sources' phone line. Most of it was already a fait accompli. So there was no way Obi was going to be able to thrive or get a fair situation in this election process. That's why he left. Yes, I know he tried to be cute about it by saying my elder brother Atiku is because of the court case. Peter Gregory Obi, you and I know that it is not because of the court case that you left. It is because you were already boxed into a corner. You can write a statement to deny what I said. It's your prerogative. And you know you were already boxed into a corner. And because agreements were not listened to. Part of what I heard was discussed in the Ibadan consensus by one of my sources, I might be wrong, was that there was a conversation about the ADC candidate coming from the south. But people reneged against it. The Atiku team reneged against it. These are the things I'm walking the phone lines and my sources are saying. So, I know the Atiku camp will come out and debunk all the things I've said. It's for you to deny. It's for you to debunk. I mean, mine is for me to speak my truth and you to rebut. So once that did not fall through and the consolidation had started, Obi had to leave because Obi wanted to be on the ballot. Yes, you might make an argument and say, why is he moving all around and everything? Hey, man has an ambition. For those that argue, why is Obi moving around? Why is Atiku still running as at 20 from 1993 up till now? And some people are saying, Atiku, this might be his last lap. This is not going to be his last lap. If Atiku is in good health, he will run in 2031. Mark that down. He has his ambition. Yes.
This is Rufai. but no lies. Atiku Abubakar always find an excuse to leech on to contest in every election. One of the elections he ran that I still cannot fathom why he ran it was the 2023 elections. The only reason why Atiku said he ran in 2023 was that the presidency wanted him. Buhari wanted to hand over when we're in a democracy. So when I made a video to challenge the fact that democracy doesn't seem to be working, some of you, okay, the majority of us agree, but some of you were. Because there is a superiority ideology that the Atiku camp, and of course, generally in the North seem to see themselves as the power brokers of Nigeria. That's why, as it stands today, if you do not align with the North, and the North do not give you a plate of demands, and then you accept or you sign, you cannot become Nigeria's president. And that's a very dangerous precedent for the growth of this country, where you have to, and then even if they say the North, it's just a few persons who are these power brokers, a few oligarchs, a few capitalists, a few mighty men calling the shot. So they use the population advantage to demand for respect and honor and severance, but then it is for their own pocket. But at the end of the day, generally, you can look at the North doesn't look like a place where these power brokers have stayed and they are using to demand for power. This money's come, but to whom? This power has come, but for what purpose? And so these men sit somewhere and say it must be like this. And that's why it is difficult to call Nigeria a nation. It's not a nation, it's a country. Because there is no characteristic of a nation. We are not binded by one culture, one ideology, one interest, one heritage, one language. There is no one structure. The only thing that keeps us together is that we are of the same territory. There is a territorial bound. There is a map that puts us together. So it can be called a state or a country, not a nation. We are not a nation. So stop defining Nigeria. Because there are people that are benefiting from all of this drama, calisthenics, shenanigans happening in our political. So that's why the man wants to run. His people, my people. Maybe your people cannot wait for 8 years. Your people cannot wait. No. But truthfully, 8 years that Buhari was in power, how come your people are already hungry 4 years after? Even less than 4 years. It shows that this power is not being used for the general good of the Northerners. Allow who can use it to use it. And this time, we are never telling us to give us your time. Allow the South to remain power. You will not win this election. Clearly, you will not. And you will run again in 2031. If God keeps you alive. I will still accept the truth. They still accept the truth. You are holding meetings, my people. I would have stepped back, but my people, how many voters are your people having? Divide the vote. No wahala. More we spoil them. Now spoil one, spoil and so now. We go spoil and make Tinubu continue. That's what you want to do. Because instead of you to attack it, all your media hunches now, they have left Tinubu, left Nigeria issues. It is Peter Obi and the NDC they are attacking. Me, I have my problems with this movement. But the fact that Peter Obi came alone is enough to now, this particular movement has embarrassed you, Atiku Abubakar. A lot of people already know you, but this, he's coming and going. A lot of political analysts did not like that Peter Obi even went to the ADC in the first place. A lot of the people, a lot of analysts, a lot of experts, a lot of professionals, a lot of politicians that I've spoken to, they did not buy the idea of Peter Obi joining the ADC in the first place. Right? They knew that Atiku is not somebody to go on. He likes power too much. He's not somebody that relinquishes power. He knows what to do. If he tells you he's relinquishing, he go on from the back door, collect it. Look at the 2023 election, for example. We blame Wike and all of that. But part of the problem that the PDP had was Atiku Abubakar. It's just that Wike took it too far. And then suddenly, now we are back here. So Peter Obi came to expose Atiku. He came to expose him as a man that is power drunk. He wants power. This desperation cannot give you presidency. No strategy, no plan, no sacrifice. Give me. In weekends, give me power, give me power. Abba! Wajari! Let me focus on Nigeria and leave all these issues. But we'll keep talking about the issues about democracy and all of that. All of that are pretty important. Because at the end of the day, this thing is not working. Because if few persons are using their population strength, if you look at the local government delineation in Nigeria, you'll be angry. One local government in Edo State is equal to one state in the north. One local government is equal to one state in the north. How many local government does Lagos have officially in the constitution? About 20, right? They now had local council development authority. Go to Kano. Even after they divided Kano and brought in Jigawa and other thing, local government see plenty. Why? These people, all of them are in the National Assembly doing the bidding of their people. The money they flow in. If you see the way how big Bobaka is, how big Umode is, in Kano, that would be 4 local government. No wonder they have 40 something. All of that money is the flow. I bet I'm gonna go rest.
I would have even loved not to discuss Peter Obi because I don't want to help him. You see, when we discuss him, there are people that think that it's because it matters. That's why you keep discussing. No. Every day we discuss mosquitoes. It doesn't mean mosquitoes carry any value. For being a major irritant in the system, it's enough for us to discuss it. Today, there are more studies on mosquitoes than lions. And lion is the king of jungle. Because mosquitoes are a nuisance to the public, so you must discuss it. So if you are consistently push yourself in our eyes, in our faces, consistently granting very empty interviews, granting, for example, when I was going to Ibadan, every other sane individual amongst them went straight to the venue. Was the only one that still find his way around to playing tennis against the shadows, trying to prize Akara. When you continue to do this, then you are putting yourself in our faces, then we will discuss it. You see, I keep maintaining that there was no reason for Peter to have left Labour Party. If you contested at the first instance as president, and you gathered about 30% of the votes, 6 million. First attempt, even those of us that were firmest doubters, pessimists, we didn't give him a chance, but he put 6 million votes. You are the price. He had no reason. Every other person that has aspirations should come and meet him in Labour Party. But little crisis. And they keep saying is Tinubu, but Kenneth Okonkwo got an interview a year, 2 years ago. It has nothing to do with what Kenneth Okonkwo said there was a crisis. They went to him, seeking his leadership insights. And the man couldn't handle the situation. One day he will say A, the other day he will say B. The interview is still available. I'm not making up words there. Kenneth, who is his own tribesman, I believe they belong to the same ethnic group, was saying he lacked the stomach, he lacked the balls. He didn't have the gusto to command order and respect within that party. That was how that thing collapsed. Now, you went to ADC. And if you are joining the space on Twitter and everything, you say, but then they are very bitter. And I feel for them. For the first time, I sympathize with them. Because unfortunately, they have invested a lot of emotions in a man that does not even know his left from his right. You left for ADC. What was the terms? What was agreed upon? Why did you leave to ADC? You were the last to join, so you had enough time to reflect. So you left there, knowing that you are a man that does not like primaries. So you left a structure that will guarantee you the ticket. Labour wouldn't have presented any candidate against, any aspirant against Peter. You do not like primaries. That's why you left PDP. You can't cope with primaries. Now, you left PDP. The people you left PDP for, you went to meet them in ADC. What is the sense in that? Now, your people were trying to force Atiku, bully Atiku. Atiku is old. Atiku should step down. He's a grandfather. He should be a elder statesman. He should not step down. A man, he hasn't been contesting since 1992. He didn't step down for MKO. You step down for your man. He didn't step down for MKO. He didn't step down for Buhari in 2015. He hasn't stepped down for titans. Those he respects and he met in the game. He will step down for Peter Obi, the man he discovered. Now, you went there with no chips, with no cards on your sleeves. You went there basking on luck. And then you thought they will hand it over to you and you somehow bully others to step down for you. No, it will not happen. Now, he wasn't aware of the agenda of that summit, if you notice. He went there as he was invited as a guest, just to fulfill all righteousness, as an observer. Just come and see what the decisions will be behind you. The man hasn't posted since that time. He hasn't posted about that Ibadan convention, Ibadan summit. He couldn't post because whatever happened there met him by surprise, that met the rest of us observers. So he was embarrassed. He was shown clearly that, look, you are not in charge of the conversation here. You have come here to meet senior men. This is not your obedient camp where you'll be saying you wash toilet or you. This is real men discussing here. So you left Labour Party. The crisis you ran for, is it not the same crisis you are facing in this now?
All right, guys, welcome back. I hope we've seen the videos. Whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section. Let's discuss in the comment section, because presently a lot is happening in terms of Nigeria politics, like a lot of revelation. And for the fact that Peter Obi left for NDC, it's been causing a lot of chaos, like a lot of chaos. Not only Kenneth Okonkwo, other political cabals, they are not happy. That is why they are coming out to speak on different TV channels and all that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's discuss in the comment section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I post video regularly here, as in latest trending politics from Nigeria. And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to YouTube for giving us such an amazing platform. Yes, to inform our people, my Nigerians, that are in Nigeria and in the diaspora, about the politics in Nigeria. Thank you very much, YouTube. Guys, if I have more updates, I'll also bring it to your notice. But for now, have a wonderful day. Bye.